What's up, everybody? It is Disappointing Popcorn again, coming to talk to you about this time the 2026 Oscar nominations because nominations just dropped a few days ago, and there's a lot to talk about. We're gonna break down a lot of surprising things happen, a lot of snubs. Of course, there's always snubs. Some egregious ones this year, which we will get into. But of course, I'm Connor, joined by Sean as always.
Going
Over
on, guys?
there. I gotta point in the right direction. There we go. There we go. Sean's
It's
over
funny though.
here.
From my perspective, you're aiming the wrong way. Like you're
Yeah, no,
aiming
I
for
wasn't. Yeah, oh, like yeah, because it's like mirrored. Yeah, I was like, I'm pointing this way, and then I'm pointing that way, and it's like, which way is the right way? Which way is the right way? Sean's there somewhere.
insane. I'm there. I'm there.
But okay, first things first. Just quick mention. I think let's give our flowers to Sinners for being the most nominated film of all time. Which I had this conversation the other day with my parents. It fits in the same bucket. Obviously, Titanic was most nominated
Hmm.
previously. It's one of those movies that's like it's not like the greatest movie you'll ever watch, but it's also like not the worst movie. It's not even like mid, like it's just really
Yeah.
solid and really good. But I think the reason why it got so nominated is because it has something for everybody. Like it's got
Yeah.
horror, but it's not too over the top. It's got a little bit of action, but it's not an action movie. It's got drama, but it's not just a boring drama. Like it's got humor in there. It's got big name actors. It's got good effects. It's got a good
Yeah.
roundabout like narrative to it with a little bit. There's some themes that about black culture and all that kind of stuff that like is enough for the average viewer to understand and not feel too much about or have to think and contemplate too much about. Like, I just think it's like honestly, probably the most digestible film that we have in this entire Oscar nomination and this entire Oscar race. I don't know if you agree with that, but
Yeah. I mean, like
those are usually the type of
yeah.
films that get like the most nominations. I feel like.
Right. I mean, it's just like what kind of movie are you? I mean, it's crafts and obviously some horror stuff. So you're getting
Yeah,
makeup and visual effects. But then you're also getting music, right? You're getting score, you're getting
true.
song. They almost actually
And
got
it's
two
like,
song nominations,
and that's like a
which is
big point of
kind
the
of
movie
nuts.
is the
Yeah.
music. So
Yeah,
that's like
that
another
song,
reason why
I
it's
Lied to You is the big climax of I would argue the climax of the I guess I would say movie, but second act at least when he's playing I Lied to You and
it's
you
kind of
see
like
like
why the
past,
movie.
present,
It feels like that's
future.
why the movie was made. Like
It,
Coogler had this sick
literally,
idea, and then he's like, "All right,
the
what do we do to make this happen?"
exactly that is the thesis statement of the movie is that scene. The movie is very
Yeah,
much actually like rooted in music and blues specifically. I mean, they
right.
had Buddy Guy play, him at the end of the movie. I mean, that guy's a legend. It just is such a good freaking movie, dude. We saw it in theaters, and I remember that scene when like the camera's going and you're seeing the past, present, future of music. That is like a moment. That's a theater moment. I remember looking around at people just being, "Were we all fucking watching? Like
Yeah,
this is actually insane." That doesn't happen a lot in movies. It just doesn't. And
the whole thing kind of feels
you
like a
know,
theater moment. Like between that and
yeah.
like, dude, even the scene when the aspect ratio changes, like that's like an IMAX thing,
Oh
but
yeah, it
like
was awesome,
aspect
man.
ratio changes was
No, that's
awesome.
yeah, that was
And
spectacular.
I mean, even the end, right? I feel like the end when Remick is
Yeah,
getting like burned up in the sun, like that was kind of like a visually stunning moment too. Like
yeah.
really cool. Like I don't know.
I
Like you said,
look,
it just feels like a movie, you
yeah,
know,
it's a
in
very
the
look.
best way.
I think I on that second rewatch, I definitely feel like it. 'Cause I will say, I think after the first time I watched it, I did absolutely feel that way 100% of like, this is like, this is what entertainment's about. This is
Yeah,
like, like, and obviously it still is, but like, man, that second watch, like, starting to figure out more what he's trying to say and go forward with it just like, it does sort of take on new meaning for me on that second watch. I will say, like, there's obviously the third act, which is very action horror heavy, but it never loses its sights on what it's trying to say. And that ending, I personally wish it wasn't a post credit scene because it's just so
dude, me
integral to
too.
the
It was,
story. Like,
it was just, it's so dumb that that was a post credit scene.
I don't even understand the
This is
thinking.
not an
I mean,
Avengers movie. We're not, who are we
yeah,
trying to impress here? Let's just show it in the actual thing.
yeah, I was a little lost on that, but even so, fuck, what a way
Because
to end
it's
the
also
story.
long. Like
Yeah,
it's not
yeah.
like he's sitting at the bar playing, looks up and sees Stack in the crowd,
No,
and then
right,
it
right.
cuts. Like then I'd be like, ah, cool, he's alive. But it's like
Yeah.
no, he's it's like a 10-minute scene.
It's
Like this is the
arguably,
end of the movie.
honestly, besides the I lied to you scene, I think that arguably is the most important scene in the movie.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
that's like as pivotal as it gets. I mean, him pretty much saying that he, I mean, him when Buddy Guy says that was the best night of my life. Like, man, you feel that shit in your chest. And Michael B. Jordan and Haley Steinfeld, they just walk out, and it just, dude, I don't know that. The more I think about this movie, the more I like it. And I will say, early on in this Oscar season, the movie came out in what, like April.
yeah.
Um, there was a lot of people say, "Oh,
Or
this is winning
March, I
Best
think March
Picture."
maybe.
Yeah, March, April, and
Yeah,
people were like, "Oh, this is easily the front runner. This is going to win Best Picture." And I remember at the time being like, "I don't see it as a Best Picture winner." After rewatching it, if One Battle After Another didn't come out this year, I think it would have swept everything. I think it would have won like picture, director, screenplay, actor. Like it would have absolutely dominated in wins. But One Battle After Another did come out this year, and man, that's like an instant classic. That movie. I mean, like that is like as like best picture as it gets in my
yeah,
head. Like One Battle
hmm
After Another is just the best picture movie.
yeah,
It's timely. It's epic. It feels like
yeah.
it's an early 2000s flick. It just has this just like freeness and openness to do what it wants to do and tell the story it wants to
hmm
tell, and not and same with Sinners though.
Right.
What's
That's
funny
the
is both of
thing.
them
It's the
came out from
big
Warner
names. It's
Brothers.
got a little bit of action. It's got a
Yep.
little bit of like not I wouldn't say like horror, but like a little bit more like a thriller aspect and darker themes, I would
Right,
say.
right, right.
Big name actors in it. Great
Yep,
performances. Like
yep.
it's kind of got the same vibe. I just think it's
Yeah,
like the fact that it's like a PTA film tackling like a little bit like more like current issues, I guess we could say.
yeah.
And
It's a little. They both have
like
their
topical, I
themes, but
think.
this one's a little more current. Yeah.
Right, and I think One Battle feels grander in scale in the sense of like
Hmm.
a lot of locations, a lot of
Yep.
like moving parts in a lot of scenes, like with the chase scene, with the
Yeah.
underground moving scene, like a lot of things that are just like, wow, that's filmmaking. Where like something that may like have hurt Sinners a little bit from like a filmmaking perspective is it does kind of just stick in one location, like
Hmm.
almost the whole film's in the juke joint. Where I think, and what I mean by that is, it doesn't hurt the film in terms of like enjoyment or like how good it is. I just
Hmm.
think One Battle feels a little bit more grand in scope in
Yeah.
the
Yeah. I
sense of
get
like
that.
you're just moving everywhere. Like even like the whole scene of Leo and Benicio like moving throughout the building, all
Yeah.
kind of being like a one take. Like it's just that much more of like craft stuff
They
that
built
like
all those sets too, by the way. I don't know if you knew that. Like even just the rooms in the apartments, that's
yeah, I
all
read that.
production
Even like
design.
the even when he's like jumping on the roofs, that's a set,
Yep.
right?
All of it set. It got nominated for production design, and contemporary films have a really hard time getting the production design. 'Cause it's
Yeah,
always usually like historic, like Frankenstein's and the Hamnets and it got in for production design over Wicked, which
which is
was like
insane.
pretty. I mean, well, Wicked got completely goose egg, which we'll
Yeah,
get to,
yeah,
but like that again, it speaks to the craft and the fact that the top two films of the year, in pretty much both critically and in the Best Picture race, are two Warner Brothers films. But two
who are
Warner
now
Brothers
selling.
films, fucking to the Saudis or whatever. Yeah, fucking, um, they're selling this business after giving two brilliant directors everything they wanted, gave them a theatrical release. I
Yeah,
mean, one after another lost money, and it's going to win Best Picture probably. We need more of this. Like, give us more. Give a director $100 million and let him actually make an insane story, not a
yeah.
blockbuster. Make something that's really specific to him, but that clicks with all of us. I mean, that's what One Battle and Sinners are. They're two movies
Mhm.
that they're really sincere, dude. Like it's just like these two dudes wanted to fucking tell a story. That's it,
Yeah.
and that's what I feel like. Maybe I don't want to say
And
always
had a
used to be,
clear
but
cut
like
narrative in mind that they had full control over and were able
yes,
to make it their product start to finish.
right. Ryan Coogler literally. I think I'm probably getting the specifics wrong. If I'm hearing this right, I think it was like for 10 or 20 years after the film, he in the contract gets full rights to the film,
That
which
hell
like
yeah.
has
Hell
happened
yeah.
before with filmmakers, but
Yeah.
like especially black filmmakers, does not happen often. And I watched an interview where he was questioned about that, like, oh well, why do
Mhm.
you think it was like why do you think people made such a big deal out of it because you did it? And he's like, oh, like
Yeah, yeah.
you know why. And that shit, like, dude, you give a really great storyteller the resources to tell that story and to tell it in a really cool, like, you talk about the grandness, right? The scale
Mm-hmm.
of one battle after
Mm-hmm.
another. That doesn't happen without the budget. That doesn't
Yeah.
happen without the
No,
money.
and
Like
I just
like
looked it up. I think it's estimated between 130 and 175, I think.
yeah,
Which
yeah.
like it turned out great. So
Yeah,
I'm kind of cool
and
with that.
box office wise, I think it made less. It definitely made less than 100 million, and like
Yeah.
it lost money, but no one gives a shit because look what it's doing.
Also, in the
I
long
mean,
run,
yeah,
it'll probably end up making money too via like
I agree. Yeah, yeah,
streaming,
yeah,
via like purchasing hard copies because
yeah.
a lot of hardcore film fans buying hard copies of discs.
Quick note on
Um,
that, dude, which kind of
yeah,
bugs me. The Blu-ray came out for it, no special features. They're putting all the special features in the Steelbook, which comes out in like 2 months, and it's like
yeah,
$60. And I'm like, fuck, dude. Like, I wanted to watch the behind the scenes of this movie. I want to know how they made this shit. This is one of those movies where you watch it and
dude.
you're like, how did they do that?
Yeah,
Like,
and
how did they?
that's the whole point of buying a hard copy is for the
Like,
behind the scenes. Like, come on,
dude,
dude. That's the point.
dude.
That's the point, dude. That's why we're buying the hard
Honestly, bro.
copies. Not me. I don't.
Honestly.
I'm not
Yeah,
gonna
no,
lie.
you're
Don't.
a streaming shill.
Yeah,
Yeah, I forgot.
yeah, dude.
You're a shill for big Netflix.
I'm a show. I'm the part of the problem. I'm part of the
Yeah,
reason
you
why
are part of the
Netflix is
problem.
buying Warner Brothers. I know.
You
I know.
could
Does
just
that make
watch
me a
Lawrence of
fraud?
Arabia on your phone, dude. Just watch Lawrence of
Dude,
Arabia on your
the
phone. It's
way
the
God
same thing.
intended. The way God intended.
Who the hell? Who told him he should have said that? You're see, like, even if he actually believes
Yeah.
that, you can see
You
all
just
that.
don't say it out loud. Just don't say it out loud,
It's
dude.
insane. That's
Just
an
don't say it out
insane
loud.
thing.
Yeah.
I don't want you anywhere near
That's an
the film
opinion you keep to
industry.
yourself. Lawrence of a
God.
4+ hour movie. You're like, bro, I just watched that shit on my phone.
And the way
Dude,
it's filmed in
no.
that aspect, right? Like, dude, you have to be a
You
real
have to be a
asshole
psycho.
to
You have
watch
to be a
on your
psycho,
phone.
dude.
Jesus Christ, dude. You know what I would watch on my phone though is
Mm.
F1 because that movie does not require a full screen television to enjoy, in my
And
opinion. Because
I think we should talk about that because I think that falls into our category of some of the surprises we saw.
oh, let's get into
Not
it. Let's
not
get into
quite
it.
not quite snubs yet. We'll get into that.
Right,
Let's talk about surprises. And I think you
right.
want to start with F1 because I know you have a lot of gripes with F1.
I I just don't think it's a best picture. Not right. Like it's just not like even if
I
you
think
really
I'd
like
agree.
the
And I
movie,
like the movie.
like
I like the movie.
right.
I think it's
I
fun.
just
I think it's awesome.
yeah. It just to me it felt
Over No Other Choice, which we'll get into. But
well, no other choice. It
I
was
mean,
just an
that's
accident.
yeah.
Weapons, like weapons,
Weapons.
was getting rumors at the end, like maybe it would sneak in.
Also,
I don't
what
know
I
how you
mean,
watch F1 and weapons and be like, oh yeah, no, F1's the better. I just,
Amy,
yeah,
Amy Madigan got in, and Weapons didn't get a
no,
nomination. I just
yeah,
find that
yeah.
insane.
Its only nomination was yeah was her, and so F1 is look. I actually was liking it in the beginning because I
Mm.
watched it recently, and I was like, you know what, I kind of dig it. Like they're making Brad Pitt kind of a dick, which I actually liked. I kind of liked that they were making him sort of unlikable. He wasn't just this
Dude,
perfect
Brad
person.
Pitt's dope when he's like a cool dick.
Right, right. But they kind of dropped that entire thing in the second half, and he ends up like being perfect, and he's never wrong about anything, and he learns nothing from the experience, and then the movie ends. And I'm like, why did I just experience a story if there was nobody changed? Everybody, it was nothing, like nothing happened. It just like
Well,
racing
I would say,
happened.
what's his name changed? Pierce or whatever that guy's name is. But maybe that's it. But
But how
again,
many
no.
real? I don't remember that. Like I know who the
Okay.
Pierce guy. I don't even see the development of like, oh well, like he's just like he didn't learn anything. What did he learn? Oh, you if you win the race, you win the race. I don't know. Like what was I like? I
Yeah.
don't mind these movies. I'm not like a car movie hater. I thought
Hey,
Ford versus
Ford versus Ferrari.
Ferrari
Hey, now that's a picture.
awesome. And the racing
Absolute
scenes
cinema.
were James Mangold
Yeah.
fucking killed those scenes.
Mm.
I'm gonna be real, dude. I was looking forward to the F1 scenes in this movie because, like, I know F1's a lot more, fast paced, high octane entertainment than NASCAR. Like, it's sharper corners, less laps, all
Mm.
that stuff. I wasn't like riveted by it the way I wanted to. Like, I wanted to get swept in the sound design, the cinematography, the way I didn't actually like the cinematography at times. I found it to be kind of like they would just kind of like mount it on the
On the
car, and
car,
it
yeah.
it looked like a documentary, but not in a
Or
purely
like
way like
no,
Top Gun.
almost like just the race cam from like when you were watching on TV and they cut to like this is so and
Yeah,
so's place. You know, you ever? I don't. I mean, I don't know if you ever
yeah,
watch F1, but they
but
do
it
that in NASCAR too, where it's like let's cut to like Joey
and
Logano's
that
car, and then it's like his
yeah
cam on his car and his like POV.
yeah. I just that didn't
But
yeah.
I
I
think it's
don't
like a fun
know.
movie. Like again, I don't want to say like it's like a terrible movie because like I liked it, I had fun with
Yeah,
it, but
yeah.
I agree with you. I just don't think it should have been a nominee for Best Picture, especially over like Weapons or No Other Choice or what was the other one you mentioned? It wasn't
It was just an accident.
It was just an
Didn't
accident,
make
right?
it.
Which I didn't
Which
see, but
like
I've heard is great. You said it was great.
that's what
It's just
I.
yeah.
That's the thing. And I honestly, I think F1 getting nominated for Best Picture might actually hurt its legacy because I think people are gonna now go watch it and be like,
Yeah.
it was. It's like the
Or it's
most
gonna be
like
like oh like if this is the movie that got like like someone who saw it is gonna be like how did this get nominated over some other ones and it's gonna
it's
have
just weird.
that degree of I mean there always feels like there's one of these though every year like there's
Right,
always
right.
one where you're like how the hell did this get in there
Like why did this get right? It's like the
right
old Academy pick, like the old all the older guys. Like
yeah
this is their kind of movie. But dude, even that, like I just thought the screenplay was so weak. I like every line. I don't know. I just was like, I don't buy any of these people as real people. Like I'm just seeing them act. Like, and I love like Carrie Condon, really great actress.
do
Like
love Carrie
and I could
Condon
tell
yeah
she's trying. I just didn't buy her at all. And Brad Pitt, none of it, none of it. Like at least in Ford versus Ferrari, there were a lot of moments where they're talking about how passionate they are about the cars and
yeah
racing. Like they talk about the actual like meaning of why they like to do this. F1 just didn't feel reflective at all. It was like, oh no, we're just having fun car races, vroom vroom. And
which
we
again
race and we have fun.
I think that's fine like because it's fun I like again I had fun but again that's not a best
Right,
picture
right. For what it is, it just didn't feel like I don't. It didn't feel like a movie to me. It just felt like it was just. I know it's called F1 the movie, so I can't argue against
I mean you
that.
got to
It
make sure
says
you
the movie in the
tagline the
title.
movie on it yeah
The
which
movie,
again
right?
come on
I wish they said that at the Oscars. By the way, they only said it as F1. I wish they said Best
I know.
Picture,
I dude, when I saw
Begonia,
it, I was like, wait, I
F1 the
thought this was
movie.
F1 the movie. What's
I
F1?
know they
I was
dropped
like,
it because it
they
doesn't
drop.
look good
It
on an
sounds
award
cleaner.
show.
Drop the
They
movie. It sounds cleaner.
dropped
Drop
the
the
movie.
movie. It
It's
sounds
like yeah,
cleaner.
obviously, like of
Yeah,
course it sounds clear.
yeah, dude. It sounds
I
cleaner.
don't know. That it also worries me because now I feel like every Oscars from now we're going to be like, okay, we have to fit one blockbuster in the Best Picture. It's like, but like, because like to me, F1's not even like I had my issues with Top Gun
Yeah,
Maverick. I came away from it positive. Like I enjoyed it and I had a fun time. I didn't get that with
yeah.
F1. I
Maverick
wanted
bangs.
that.
Maverick
I
bangs.
wanted that
Yeah.
exact same experience of like I know I'm not in it for the story as much. But man, I mean, Top Gun. Like I will say this about Joseph Kosinski. Like I think at Top One actually those scenes was more like dialogue heavy scenes. Like not whatever like
In Top Gun.
playing yeah in Top Gun.
Mhm.
I actually thought were pretty well shot. Like his scene with Val Kilmer and stuff when they have like
Yeah,
that sort of heart to heart
that's a great scene too.
in
Actually.
this movie, it like those scenes where they're talking, it looked like so sterile. Like it looked
Mm.
like a doctor's office the whole fucking movie. Like the entire room, like their operations room, is just white,
I was
and
gonna say it doesn't
everybody
help
just
the
like,
aesthetic of like the racer room is like
oh,
white
no
like that.
character. There's no
Yeah.
character, and even the look of the movie, it has a documentary feel sometimes, and it took me out of it.
You know,
Yeah,
I'm curious. I'm curious how much Lewis Hamilton played into a lot of that type of thing. Because Lewis Hamilton is the one who like produced
right.
it and all that. And
Right.
he's like one of the best F1 racers. And apparently, from what I've heard, he's super into like keeping it as accurate as possible in like how F1 operates.
And that's how it
And
looks. Yeah,
that's what I was gonna say. Even
that's
like
fair.
as far as like the sound design, I heard he was correcting them on like the sound that the car makes at certain turns and certain tracks because he's raced it so many times. Like apparently
That's cool.
the cars make like distinct sounds.
Yeah.
So maybe that might have been a little bit wide because it got did it get sound? You said
It did. Definitely
it
got
did.
sound. Yeah,
Yeah,
might
so
win.
that could play a role in it, which
Probably win.
I'm out of all of the nominations for it. I think I'm the most okay with sound.
Oh,
Like
same. Oh,
like
yeah. That's
it should get in for sound.
yeah. I would
Like
have been mad
that
if it
type of
didn't.
movie should.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So I wonder how much that played a role. Just Lewis Hamilton's like input into like keeping everything with that sterile look and
Yeah.
like this is actually what they look like. Because if that's actually what they look like, I don't want to knock down a peg for that.
Well, and I think that might be my issue with the movie, though. It feels like an advertisement for F1. Like it feels like they said, okay, we need an F1 movie. We don't have like a
So that
story
people
or
start
anything
watching
yet.
it.
Right. And we're so
Okay.
okay, we have
Yeah,
that
that's a
seed.
good way of
Now
putting it.
let's make a movie around that idea. And so that's why the story doesn't really have a lot going on because it's more of like, hey, we just want people to watch our, which that
Yeah,
makes me feel icky. It's like that can't. I don't know. That just shouldn't be the first mentality. That, okay, we gotta make an F1 movie. Let's just like we got Brad Pitt. He plays the cool guy, and you got Fast Cars, Vroom Vroom,
yeah.
and then we'll figure out the rest. And I just I don't know. I wasn't moved by, it, especially at the end. I don't know. I didn't. I didn't care, and
Yeah.
that sucks. I hate when I don't, because like I can even care. I feel like about even if I'm watching kind of a crappy movie, but if it has like
Hmm.
one little hook, I'm like,
Hmm.
okay, I at least want to stay for that. I didn't have a hook with F1. Like there wasn't a thing that I was like, this is why I need to keep watching this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
the
I
beginning of
feel
the
you.
movie, a little bit Brad Pitt. I did
Hmm.
like Brad Pitt in the beginning.
Hmm.
I just feel like they literally did nothing after that. It was like, oh, okay, like he's just whatever. Like he always says the right thing, and everybody
Yeah.
else learns from him, but he doesn't learn from anybody. He's like Jesus, and I'm just like, I don't know. I fucking like you're a dick. Keep acting. I don't know if they kept
Yeah.
that to realize that at the movie where he actually is kind of like a dick, but then at
Or
the
like
end he
he changed to he had like adapt
right,
to
he
new
had some
racing.
development. Yeah,
Yeah.
he actually learned something from his experience of coming back to the sport that he was like
Hmm.
obviously traumatized from with the accident and like I feel like they did nothing with it. It's just like
Hmm.
it's more so like a lack of not fulfilling that maybe potential that like it could because I still think this could have been for me like an 8 out of 10 fun blockbuster movie that I'm just like, hey man,
Hmm.
the story wasn't anything crazy, but it
Yeah.
was enough for me to buy into what's going on because that's what Ford versus Ferrari was. It was a great racing movie. I mean, we got to see the insights and outs of how they actually make the cars, like what goes in it. Like I learned more about cars from that movie than anything else, which is
Yeah.
actually really fucking cool. And
Also, like
then
the
the
levels of
racing
business
scenes.
as well, which I liked. Like not just making of cars, but making the business of the cars, which was really cool.
Yes, that was really
I wouldn't
cool.
even minded that too if they went into more like the
Yeah,
business side of F1 with Javier Bardem's character, like
right.
especially because they had a
Dude,
relationship,
yeah.
Brad Pitt and Javier. That would have been really cool as well.
That would have been so cool. That would, if they did
Yeah,
that, or even like moments with like them building the F1 car, like somebody talking about the F1 car, like
yeah.
passionately,
I think they do
why
that like a
they
little bit, but
crafted it. Like
not much. And that's a
it's
big part
just
of F1.
yeah,
I know is like a huge thing is like the craftsmanship of the car because I think you have to
yes, it
adjust it for the track you race on, which is
yes,
like a
yep.
big
It's a
deal.
lot more specific than
Yeah.
NASCAR from what I know, and I want like that's the part of it, dude. I kind of want to learn more about the sport. Obviously, I don't think I'm ever going to get hooked on like F1. That like racing just isn't my thing.
Mhm.
But I at least wanted to understand it a bit more and to kind of get, oh, this is what's going for. And also like the vibe of the fans and stuff. I don't know. I didn't feel like I was tuned into it that much more than I was before. And I don't know. That kind of bummed me. But as a best picture nom, I do think it was definitely a miss. Sound and editing. I mean, editing I kind of have an issue with because I
Yeah,
think
I know
it's
you didn't love the
written.
editing, but I'm
The
okay
racing
with it.
scenes are fine.
Yeah.
I think that's why it got nominated, and I'm
Yeah.
cool with that.
Hmm.
But like it's probably gonna win, which kind of irritates me because I do feel like I would rather have one battle or sentimental value or Sinners win that. But no other
Yeah.
choice would have been
I mean,
my
even
pick.
Marty Supreme. I like the editing of Marty Supreme.
Oh, Marty Supreme, that's what I was thinking of.
Yeah, I was
That
gonna say
I could pick that to
I
win.
love the editing of Marty
I
Supreme.
love the ending of Marty Supreme. No other choice should have been nominated in that category, but it was not nominated in that category.
It
Actually, in
should have been,
fact, Connor, no other choice was nominated for zero Oscars
and
this
that's
year.
my biggest problem. If you must know, I was
Yeah.
listen. Okay, we talked about. We can get into the snubs now. Two other surprises, real quick. I'm gonna throw out there
Yeah,
and
oh, yeah, yeah.
mention Lost Bus and Jurassic World for VFX. I actually I didn't see Jurassic World, so I have no idea. I heard it was really bad. I actually saw
Yes.
Lost Bus, pretty solid, just a decent watch. But
Yep.
the fire VFX was actually really good in it, like really
Awesome.
sold. It was awesome,
I didn't even watch it, but I saw clips of the
dude.
VFX team.
Kind of awesome.
Deserved a nomination, first of all. And like,
Hmm.
I just want to say this real quick. There's three categories of the Oscars that they do. I don't know when they start it. They do something called a bake off, and they do it for VFX, makeup, and I think this year they did it for casting.
Okay.
They give the voters essentially just a side by side. So it's like a matchup. They essentially compare all the possible nominees to each other, and that's how they pick. So it's actually like kind of a cool way of doing it, especially for like a visual effects category where you're like you're seeing it side by side, so you're able to like, oh, you know, no, that one's definitely better. That one's better. That's why I think the Lost Bus got in. That's why I think Jurassic, World got in because these are movies that I think when you like compare it side by side, especially for a lot of people who didn't
Hmm.
see these movies, Jurassic World or The Last Bus,
Yeah.
um, them being able to see it side by side, and they also in this Bake Off, they tell them the context of it, like how they made the visual effects and how they did all this stuff and the behind the scenes.
That's awesome.
Apparently,
I
with
didn't know they did that.
the Lost Bus, it is like it's an insane amount of work that went into it. The same with Sinners, because
Yeah.
Sinners, you would think visual effects, I get a little bit. Apparently, the scene that you actually brought up of
Of Remick in the yeah.
yeah, yeah, in the fire, like that took a lot, but also the twin technology for Michael B. Jordan.
I was gonna say
Um,
even the even something as simple as like the vampire's eyes and like the
Mm,
lighting of that, because that's all
yep,
stuff that has to be
yep,
done in
yep.
post.
Oh
So
yeah,
like that,
VFX.
even
Yeah, yeah,
that
yeah.
is really good.
Really well done. Yeah, like kind of a sneaky one, but that's why the Bake Off is important for that kind of stuff
Hmm.
because it's like, especially those categories and costumes too. I think is in that. Which, if that's true, that's crazy because of Avatar. That's the last surprise I guess we could talk about. Avatar,
Yeah,
Fire and Ash getting in for costume. As somebody that follows the Oscars year round, like, and I'm on the Oscar Expert app where it's like community voted and ranked,
yeah,
so you
yes,
get an
yep,
idea. I don't think it was top 50. Like, I don't even think people were even considering that could be in. But
yeah.
apparently, it's incredible the work they did on it.
Yeah,
I
so
watched the
please, I
video.
was gonna
It's
say, tell us
yeah,
about
dude.
that
It's
because I
really
didn't know about
okay.
this. Like, I was pretty tight when I saw the nomination, and then you were like, "Oh
Look,
no, there's actually all of this that went behind it." I'm like,
I think what's really because I think everybody just figures they design it
mhm.
VFX. Like it's not a real dress or costume or anything like that. They do it in post. They made all of it. Like they handmade all of the costumes and then they digitally rendered it. But it wasn't like it changed. It's like a perfect render. That's exactly what you see.
That's
What they
actually,
made
yeah.
is what you see. What makes it so interesting though is just that like the first movie didn't even get nominated for costume. And like that
I
was in
mean, I'm gonna assume the second
2009.
didn't either.
No, no, not even like nothing. And so this getting costume ahead of like, I mean,
A
Wicked,
Wicked, yeah, Wicked.
which like you could argue with. Look, we can get into that too later, but that I think has its own sort of case. But like, yeah, dude, like it.
I
I
mean,
think the Bake Off thing of just being able to compare it makes that those categories like
mm,
a lot more interesting to me, especially like
hmm.
casting. Because like casting, I don't think anybody understood what this new category was. Like, oh, what are they basing on? Is it just the best overall cast, or like how they casted it? Like, is that what we're voting for? Oh, like
I
they
think it's.
casted
I'm
these
gonna
people in cool
assume it should
ways.
be. I mean, I don't know, but I would say if it were up to me, I would say
Yeah,
it's how they casted it. Like, which
and
is
that's
why like
exactly what they're
Marty
doing.
Supreme is
Yep,
one that is probably jumps out to me the most.
yep.
Just
You
because
nailed
of
it.
the whole like how many people Safdie pulled that were like
Yeah,
random internet hits, and he's like, no, I want this guy in my movie, and they actually were
yeah,
great
dude.
parts in the movie. You know, Tyler
Dude, I
the
totally
Creator
agree.
even being in it, like who would think to do
Awesome, and he
that?
was great.
Awesome.
I
He
mean,
was
they had
crushed
a
it.
I forget his name. Is it Abel Ferreira or whatever? He's like this very. I haven't watched any of his movies. Very famous filmmaker from the past. He plays the guy that the older mobster guy, that
Is it
goes
really?
to the dog place with Timothy Chalamet's character,
Oh yeah, yeah,
and
yeah,
he's
yeah,
kind of the
yeah,
mob.
yeah, yeah.
He's actually not an actor. He's like just he's a really famous filmmaker. But Safdie was like, you have to be this character, and yeah, you can
He
fucking
was awesome.
tell he
Yeah,
was insane. He was so scary.
yeah.
Like act like that performance was freaking
Dude,
awesome. And
Safdie's
that
got
you're
an eye
right,
for it,
yeah.
man. Safdie's
He's
got
got
an
an eye
eye for
for
it,
it. Yeah,
which is
Penn,
this makes the cool
you know,
category to see like, oh, not just like how many names can you shove in a cast, how
yes.
many names that people don't know can be put in a cast, and then work, and then you
Right.
go home about, and you're like, wow, this guy was really good
Yeah.
at Marty Supreme. Who? Holy, just the guy that talked about his dad's dick on the Knicks, on
Yeah,
the Knicks
dude.
sidewalk talk.
The fucking the homeless guy, the radio guy who had the golden voice. Like
Yeah,
from like that was from when we were
dude.
in like
I
middle
had no
school.
idea, and
Like
then we left the theater, and you're like, "Oh yeah, that guy was like the homeless guy with like a sick voice." I was like, "What are you even talking about?" You really? I was like, "Oh,
crazy.
dude, no way, I remember this guy."
Because I saw his face and I'm
Yeah,
like, oh, I know this guy's face. I don't know from what. As
mhm.
soon as he started talking, I'm like, that's the golden voice guy.
Yeah,
That's actually like that and so cool. Just such a and you're totally on the
awesome.
money, dude. That's this category, they are basing it on how they casted it. Thank God. Because if it was just like top five cast,
Dude, that would
every
suck.
single
That would
year it would just
suck.
be the top five movies of the year.
Yeah,
Like they would
yeah.
just fill it in. Oh, top five movies of the year.
Or who whatever
Like
movie had the most names.
right, right. Like
Like
that's like
Avengers
people
movie
were
comes
thinking
out,
Knives
like that's gonna be
Out.
casting. Yeah,
Right,
like
right. Like
Knives
they like
Out.
right
Yeah.
that this year they were thinking about it and it didn't get shortlisted. And people are like, oh, maybe this casting category is legit. And Surat, the independent or the international film, that got into the shortlist for casting because so many of the people in the movie aren't actors. They're all actual festival like ravers. Like they're just real festival junkies
Yeah.
that he casted. And
Imagine what Nomadland would have done with casting.
oh, that would have that would have
Lock
been
of the
that would have
century.
won
Lock of
easily,
the
easily,
century.
easily. But that there's like a story to that,
Hmm.
Like it's like no, we wanted to cast real people, but no, we wanted a bit more realistic, so we went
Yeah.
with this route, and it fucking I haven't seen the movie yet. It works because people, I'm telling you, whether you love or hate that movie, I hear such visceral reactions from it. So
Hmm.
I'm very excited for that one. Also got sound nom, which was awesome
Yep.
for this international film to get in for that category.
Which
I
I heard
just
the
wish
sound is
No Other
awesome.
Choice uh, had that same thing of
Let's get to
like,
that. Yeah, let's
yeah,
get to that.
let's do
Let's
it.
dig
Let's
into
get into
that.
it. Let's get
That's
into
the
No Other
biggest
Choice.
snub because not only do I think No Other Choice should have got in, especially for Best International Film, like how it didn't make that category is mind boggling to me. I also just think it is one of the best pictures, one of the best films, rather, of the year. I think it's
It was,
phenomenal. And not only that, too, I think, and I knew it wasn't going to make this category because of how stacked this year is. I think it should have got in for editing because I told you when we left the film, I think No Other Choice had some of my favorite editing that I've ever seen, period, in a film.
yeah, yeah,
It was awesome
yeah,
stuff, so
yeah.
creative, really helped tell the story. And I just wish it got some love in some category. Like, we couldn't
Yeah.
have gotten it in for international film at the very least. Just give it something, you know? The sound design was awesome in it. Like, we could talk about the scene where the music is blasting and they're still talking during the scene and you can, like, barely hear them, but you can. And
Yeah.
it's one of the most emotional scenes of the film.
Yeah, man.
From that down to, again, the editing, like I mentioned, the two leads, which
Yeah.
I mean, let me hold on. I don't want. I want to make sure I give them some shine here. I'm gonna look up their names
Give
because I
them their
want to make sure I
props.
yeah give them their props. I want to make sure I say it correctly because I don't know their names off the top of my head.
Yeah, the lead actors from Squid Game, right? I think.
Yes, Lee Byung Hun and Son
Lee
Ye Jin,
Byung-hun. So Yin
both
Jin, both of them.
phenomenal, dude. Which
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Son Ye Jin maybe the best acted character in the movie. Like Lee Byung
Oh,
Hun is
okay.
great,
Okay.
but Son Ye Jin I
I
thought
like that take.
phenomenal. The scenes when she got to have like a scene and
Yeah, yeah,
just
yeah. She
drive a
was killer.
performance, I was like, good God, she's
Yeah,
incredible.
I
Even the
wanted her to get in, man.
cinematography, dude, was
I was
awesome
about to
in No
say
Other
that, dude.
Choice.
There's so many shots. So
Oh
many
my
shots. I
gosh, man.
mean, dude, it's a real shame. I mean, what's it called? Lee was nominated at the Golden Globes for Best Actor, and that got my hopes up a little bit. I think the Golden Globes are just kind of cool now. They used
Yeah.
to be like the worst award show, and then they revamped it, and now they're like the coolest one. Like they're
See, I was gonna
nominating
say
all the
sneaky
cool
like the
shit.
coolest one. They like
Yeah,
get all
I
the
mean, dude,
best
last
nominate all
year,
the nominations that I'm like,
yeah,
wow, that should be the category. Like that's
right,
the
right.
category, and
I mean,
it's
dude,
at the Globes.
last year they had Fernanda Torres win Best Actress for "I'm Still Here." I mean, that was like, I mean, I love "I'm Still Here." I mean, that movie
I'm still
was
yeah.
like,
I just
that was.
watched that a couple weeks ago, or like a
I
couple months ago.
saw you gave
Dude,
it a 5 out of
awesome.
5.
Dude, it was brilliant.
Damn, I love that. I do that movie came
Heartbreaking.
out of nowhere and it was awesome. Yeah, that movie was really special. And that one stuck in the best picture. So like that's why in my head I'm like, there's no way F1's gonna get in. Because like it's gonna be
Over
like
no other
it was
choice.
just an accident or weapons or
Hmm.
honestly, no other choice I still think was in that bubble outside.
Hmm.
Cause like and honestly, it was literally number 6 for best adapted screenplay. It literally was like right there. That category was just like it was a lot, like
Stacked.
Frankenstein and
Yeah.
Train Dreams. Like they took those last spots, and I'm just like, I don't think it could get in, and it didn't. And I was
But
like,
again, I wish it just got something. Something would have been
screenplay. I
nice.
would have been fine with screenplay and
Yeah.
international. Like
Me
if you
too.
gave me
Me
both of
honestly, me
those, I would have
too.
been
Yeah.
like, that
And it
I
didn't
can
even
live
have to
with.
win. It didn't even have to win for
No,
me,
no.
honestly. Do I think it should have won like international? And again, maybe I need to. I haven't watched a lot of the international ones, so I need to get on that before the Oscars
All
come
right.
around. So maybe I shouldn't speak on that actually.
But
But
I get what you're saying. Yeah, that would be yeah. That'd be your
would have been
pick.
cool just to get a nomination, and I think I would have been happy. I would have been like, cool, we're good. It'll be known as an
Dude,
Oscar-nominated flick, and we can go
I
home
know.
happy. And
He
here
still
we
hasn't been
are.
nominated. Park Chan-wook does not have a single Oscar nomination
Which
in
is
his entire
insane
career.
because all I've heard is he's incredible. And this was we talked about this in our review of that film that it was just that was our introduction to him.
Yeah,
But I mean, from all I've heard, he's just does phenomenal work.
yeah, yeah. I'm watching Decision to Leave like soon. I want to like Decision to Leave is like when that came out a couple years ago and it like got snubbed at the Oscars. I just
Hmm.
remember the outcry from
Yeah,
people. Like,
yeah, because
are
I've heard
you
that's great
actually
too.
kidding me? Oh yeah, I mean,
I've
people
heard
were
it's
thinking it
awesome.
could win that year, and it
Yeah,
got snubbed. And I had a feeling it was going to happen again this year. I like towards the end, I'm like, damn, I think Voice of Henry Job is going to
hmm
sneak in. It's a very timely movie. It's such a hard hitter. And I could just see people being like, you know what, No Other Choice is great, but it also ends on kind of a somber note, like a very
hmm
sour, pessimistic note, which is very fitting, and I loved it. But I think it just leaves people very like, I don't know, maybe at a distance. And it's also about AI. Like, I
I
don't
could
know.
see the
It's
tone.
like,
I could see the tone, and I texted you about this. I could see the
yeah, yeah,
tone
yeah,
impacting people because
yeah.
it is like a dark comedy, I would say,
Yeah, yeah.
but I don't think it's necessarily like advertised as such. Like I remember the first like half hour of the, or like I would say half hour. I was like, wow, this is like a really interesting tone here because there's a lot of
Mm,
parts and it's either like pretty funny, but then a character is like getting killed, but it's still like
yeah,
in a comedic way, but also really messed up and leaves you like kind of
yeah.
disturbed.
And it makes sense in those moments. Like even when it is
Right,
funny,
right.
but it actually like you get why it's that way. Yes.
But I could see
Master of
that
tone.
like
Yeah.
kind of rubbing some of the academy the wrong way. Where they're like they just
Yeah.
don't get it or just don't enjoy the vibe of it, you know?
No, I
Because
agree. Yeah.
I've heard of people that didn't really like love it, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
It
I
just
just
didn't
think it
click
was
fully.
brilliant. Like it's probably gonna
Yeah.
be in my top five this year. I would
Yeah,
say,
it's
if
definitely
not,
top
then
10 for me.
lock top 10,
100%.
but probably top
Yeah.
five. Yeah,
Definitely a lot for top 10. I shouldn't say a lot because this year's really good, but it's definitely like in my top 10 as of right now.
yeah,
I
100%.
I really liked it, dude, and we got to see it early access, which was really
Which
cool. And
yeah,
we
yeah, we
saw
know
when did we see
people.
it? We
Yeah,
know people.
maybe we have
AMC,
connections. I don't know.
AMC A list. What's it called? Freaking what's it called? We
I
saw
think
it
we
in what,
saw it in
November? November
no,
or
just
December?
I think December, like early December.
Okay, okay.
I
Because
think
I back then it was
because we saw like a month in
still
advance. We saw like a month in
right,
advance. Yeah.
right. It was still predicted to get Best Picture. It was at the time predicted to get Best Director as well, which is
Hmm.
nuts. It
Hmm.
look these things change very quickly. Oscar season, you could be like, oh, this is the front runner for months and months and months, and then it just absolutely falls
Remember when
on a
everybody
cliff.
thought House of Dynamite was going to be a Best Picture front runner,
I'm
and
so
I watched
fucking.
it, dude. It was one of the.
I gotta see it.
It was maybe my least favorite movie I've seen this year.
I gotta
I
see
will say
it.
that it
I
was
can't wait
it was
because I really
borderline trash, dude. Concept's awesome,
hear. Yeah,
borderline trash.
I'm so curious because my parents watched it. They loved it. I am like so like, but you're not. But look, there's so many people on both sides of that
Yeah,
equation. I'm so interested to see where I fall
yeah.
in
I
that
think
in
I
that
think
in
you
that
might
split.
like it. There's just a lot of structure things that I don't love. I don't
That's
even
what
think
it
it's like
was,
the
right?
topics and like the
They tell the
performances.
story the same time, like what 3 times? Like it's
Dude,
the.
three
I think
times. By the third
yeah.
time, I'm like, I kind of don't care about this third perspective at all. At
So
all.
I think that's where it lost people. And I'm curious because my dad he said that as a compliment to the movie, but there are also people that say it killed the movie for him. So I think
Yeah,
that decision from
yeah,
Catherine Bigelow to structure it that way, and no Oppenheimer the
yeah.
screenwriter, that approach is just make or break for people.
That and
And look,
it doesn't really come to a conclusion either, which I hated.
yeah,
Like
that's what
I
I
thought,
hear.
you know what? I've
I'm
sat
excited.
through all three of these, and like I'm at least gonna find out what's gonna happen, and then it
Yeah,
just
yeah,
ends, and I'm like,
yeah.
that's how it ends.
Yeah, see, I think I'm gonna like it.
That's what, yeah, you probably will. I feel like
When
you
you're
will. I feel like you will,
as you're saying it, I'm like, I kind of like that. I
dude.
kind of like the idea of like,
I
let's
felt
not.
so
I gotta see
unsatisfied, but
it.
in not
I
a good
gotta
way.
see
I'm
it.
okay with not feeling satisfied for some movies,
Yeah, yeah,
like I think Uncut Gems is one where like initial reaction you're probably feel unsatisfied, and I think that's a
yeah.
good thing. This one I felt unsatisfied, and I was like, wow, I kind of like hated that. Like I
Right,
feel like I
right.
wasted my
Oh,
time, but I
I
am glad
can't
I
wait.
watched it because I
Yeah,
needed a
yeah,
film this year that I was like, wow, I kind of didn't like that
yeah, yeah,
because
yeah.
this year's been bangers. So like I kind of wanted one
It's
that I
been
was like,
really
this
great.
sucked, you
It's
know?
been really great. I don't even my lowest movie is the faith-based movie.
Oh
Whoa,
yeah.
I don't even remember the name of it. Soul on Fire.
Oh,
I
I thought it was the
saw
Charles Dickens one.
uh
I hear
cat.
you talking about with the cat, yeah. But no, you're
Yeah,
talking
the
about the other
enemy cat.
one, the other one.
Yeah, it's with Joel Courtney, my namesake,
Oh.
starring. Yeah, it was really bad, and my dad saw it recently at home, and I watched some scenes over from him again, and I'm like, it's such a bad movie, but it isn't like mean spirited bad. Like I can actually at least be like, I know what they
It's
were
just not well made.
like. The story is inspirational. I feel like I would have rather watched a documentary than
Yeah.
a really bad. I'm not even gonna lie. Like when the kid is bad, when the fire happens, the house fire happens, I laugh
Because
in the theater.
does it feel
The way they
like a bad
shot it,
TV show? Is it like a bad TV show?
yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
That's
Which I
actually a
don't
really good
love.
way of putting it. It feels like Hallmark, but if they were trying to tackle a serious
Something
subject.
really serious. Something really
And
serious.
this kid literally grabs a canister of gasoline and is like, yeah! Like he's like almost like, yippee! Yeah! Like it is so like I literally was laughing. I'm like, I feel bad because like
Yeah.
I deal with it. And there were moments where I'm like, there was like I think there was actually one thing I appreciated in that movie is that the kid's recovering. He has like third-degree burns, like in 99% of his body or whatever. And he's in the hospital. I actually appreciate that they showed those moments a lot, like the kid and he's suffering, and he kind of was like crying a bit. And like I actually kind of like that they didn't like
You're
try
like,
to
wow, I really enjoy the
totally
suffering of a
like
child. That's
that's my favorite
wow, this
part of
is
this
awesome.
movie. I
Yeah,
was like, I'm happy they didn't like do the thing of like, oh, like it's like a minute montage of him going
yeah,
through it, and then he gets out, and now he's like a public speaker. I actually dug that like the first act was actually about him trying to get back into his family, trying to support him, and
yeah,
even
yeah,
like
yeah.
Joe Buck, who was like the Dodger or maybe not the Cubs
Yeah.
commentator at the
No, no,
time.
he's yeah, no, he does like national games a lot. Joe Buck.
Not Joe Buck, not Joe Buck. No, not Joe Buck, not Joe Buck.
I was like Joe Buck. He does like national games
It's
and like
Buck.
football.
His he was a very famous baseball comment. William
Okay,
H
okay,
Macy plays him in the movie,
okay.
and which is such a funny casting. Why is
Yeah,
William H Macy in this? And like they gave him terrible lines. Anyway, not a good movie. But I have seen worse, like really bad movies. I didn't see
yeah.
War of the Worlds though yet. We have to see War of the Worlds so we can
Dude, we should watch it
officially have
together. You want to watch it together?
I'm so down
Let's do
to.
it. Yeah,
Let's
let's
do
do
it.
that. That's a
I
must. I think that's a
yeah.
must. We might
But
have to
no,
do like a little
you're right.
reaction to that, like a little reaction type video.
Yeah,
That might be
I'm down
fun.
too. I'm
Yeah,
down.
that might be fun.
But no, dude, you're right. Like a really good year for movies. I mean, like
Yeah,
I like that's what I think is the big note to take from this year is like, our two biggest movies are from big, awesome filmmakers that got I don't want to say an unlimited budget, but man, they pretty much got a blank check from Warner
and you see
Brothers.
how it works. You see how it works. And
Yeah.
now Warner Brothers is selling, and we're never gonna have that again. So enjoy it while it lasts.
Yeah. Yeah. You fucking nailed it. That's literally what's
Yeah.
happening. I will say though, like real quick,
Mm.
like I know I said Soul on Fire is my least favorite movie of the year. Can I change that to K-pop Demon Hunters?
Okay, you can leave. Show's over. Sean is stupid, incorrect, and wrong because K-pop
Oh,
Demon Hunters rocks. K-pop Demon Hunters is fire, and I
can I
will
just
say
say
that.
something though? I'm
You
not
don't
even gonna
like
talk
it.
trash about the
You
movie.
don't
I'm
like
not
it.
gonna talk trash about the movie. I'm not. Here's what I'm gonna say. When Golden wins over Sinners, I Lied to You for best
So I do
original
have a problem with
song,
that. I do as a stout defender. I gave K-pop Demon
isn't
Hunters a
that?
4.5.
Yeah,
But man, it
that's
hurts that
wild.
I lied to you is gonna win.
That's like
Is
the
not
scene
gonna
of the
win, rather.
movie.
Yeah.
That's one of the
Like we
best
said,
music scenes in a
that's the
film
scene.
ever.
Yeah, and like we
Ever.
said, that's the scene that they probably were like, okay, this is our scene. This is what I'm picturing. Let's write an entire movie around this scene, and
Right.
it's not gonna work.
It's the thesis statement of the movie, and they're like, "Oh no, this Golden." Which, by the way, I'm
Sean,
sorry.
K-pop Demon Hunters can't wait to just dunk all over you when they win the Oscar, and then the band is gonna
Dude,
come out and perform Golden live for the audience because you know that's happening. And dude, you're gonna be fuming, and they won't care. They
I
won't care.
can't wait for like fucking Elio to upset it for best animated film.
I
Like
can't believe that
something
was
out
nominated
of
too. Also, by the
nowhere.
way,
Yeah, I gotta see that one still. I've heard
me
mixed
too.
things, but
I heard
I
it's
do
like
still
cute,
want to
but
see it.
not
'Cause it's
Pixar.
Pixar. It's Pixar. So,
It's not like
but
old
no,
Pixar. I
dude.
mean, is what I
Yeah,
mean.
right. But no, yeah, K-pop. I was not a big fan.
No, I'm
I'm not gonna lie
surprised.
though. I actually might rewatch it
You're not always a musical guy
because
though either. You don't. I feel like you never liked anything like that.
here's my thing though, and I know it's a musical. I don't see it as a mute. Like
Yeah, but it kind of is though.
it is, but it's like
It's not a musical where they're like running and dancing. Like the music is a part of the plot.
well, so right, and I
That's the
almost feel like
point.
that's why. Like I feel like musicals, like I see it as movies where they're like they're expressing
Mm,
dialogue in the
mm.
story through the singing. Like I feel like in
Yes.
K-pop there was at least a good amount of like actual just like the talking to each other dialogue. Like
Yeah.
it wasn't all singing back and forth to each other, and I'm fine with that. I just found the story it just had nothing. I like I
Dude.
heard that it has this beautiful message on. I
Dude,
got
yeah, I love the
fucking
messaging of
jack
it. Like
shit out of that movie.
being yourself, accepting who
That's
you
and
are, like accepting
like
the bad part about you and
I,
learning that it's okay with your friends to say that. Dude, it was awesome. I can't believe I
I
feel like it's up your alley.
I I found it to be a soulless husk of a
Dude,
film,
you just
and it
hate
was just to
Netflix.
promote K-pop.
You just
By the
hate Netflix.
way,
That's true
I'm
also.
sorry, insane to make a movie about K-pop and then not mention how violent and insane the K-pop fan base is, like how awful K-pop fan
Yeah.
bases are right now, because they literally like they will dox people, they will go after people,
Yeah.
threaten their livelihoods.
Also, I
Like,
mean, like, I'm pretty sure it's pretty bad for the K-pop stars. Like, I heard that they're like not able to eat because they have to keep like their figure. Like, I
I
heard
mean, dude,
yeah,
K-pop
Yeah.
culture, it really is like it's a very
Yeah, no, the K-pop culture is
volatile
actually kind of
thing.
nuts. It's kind of
And I
nuts. Yeah.
kind of found it insane that they just didn't even mention it. Like they
Yeah.
did, like they were like, "Oh no, it's actually this amazing genre of music. It's such a welcoming community." Like that's not
Yeah.
K-pop. But the movie itself, the animation was good. Like actually, I thought the animation was pretty solid. I didn't connect to anything. Like I said before, what did I say about
Yeah.
F1? There was no hook for me. I didn't
Mhm.
have a hook for K-pop. Like I didn't like even her relationship with her friends, her two friends. I thought her two friends kind of sucked. Like, they were just kind of like they didn't have anything going on. I don't even remember their names or their personality. Like they just like, oh, I'm just gonna
Man,
Opie,
you
and then
just
one thing,
sound like
oh,
a
I'm on my phone.
hater.
It literally was like May and Ty Lee from Avatar. It was like literally the copy and
Honestly,
pasted that premise.
that's actually
Right.
true.
But they
That's actually
literally gave
true.
him
But
nothing
they
to
made
work with.
Azula not a jerk.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, that's Azula.
They
That's
made
actually a really
Azula. They
good
just
point.
made
Yeah.
Azula not a jerk.
Yeah. There was like,
Right.
oh yeah, they made her actually kind of sympathetic. Yeah. And
Yeah.
and she had the scene with the other K-pop bands got I don't even remember the story.
The
It was
guys.
like they were in
Oh,
like
the
the
so the so, the
like
so, Soldier Boys.
yes, like that make and they were having like a duet scene near a
Yeah.
pond or some shit.
Oh
That
yeah,
was the
dude.
moment. So and I remember
It's a
it.
great
That was the
scene.
moment when I checked out. Because I said to myself,
It's a great
here's the thing.
scene.
This is what I said to myself, dude. I said,
And you know what? That's probably the moment where I locked in.
right, exactly though. That's what I was gonna say. This is the moment I feel like where people are like, "Oh, I love this movie," and the fact that I felt nothing during it was a sign to be like, "This just isn't for me." I just, and
That's
that's
true.
happened
I
before.
think it
Like,
might not be, might just be a movie that's not for you
right,
because it's
right.
crazy
Which
how
is,
many people love it. You know.
I will say
You
though,
also those
I
you
will
saw it
say,
after all the hype too.
I did.
Way later. Like
I
I
will
think
say
and I think
though,
that plays a role
yeah.
because I saw it before all
Oh,
the
for
hype. I
sure.
saw it when it first came out, and I was
Right.
like, oh, all right, let's just watch it. It might be fun. And me and Yetta watched it, and we really liked it.
You had the
So,
polar opposite experience. You had the experience of like, you don't even really know what the movie
dude,
like.
I
You're
had
like, oh,
no
this looks
idea.
cool.
I
Blah,
was
blah.
like, oh, it's just like K-pop, and they kill demons, I guess.
If I saw it like that, I think I would have been definitely like I would have been lighter for it. But the fact that it's like the front runner to win Best Animated Film at the Oscars and like,
Hmm.
but
Hmm.
I just didn't get that. I didn't get that like this. It's a weak year for the category. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie. It's just not. Zootopia 2 is another one where I liked. I didn't love it. I thought the
Hmm.
writing was at times kind of half baked. Like I remember. Did you watch Zootopia
I
2?
didn't watch Utopia
I'm
2.
not gonna say it then. There's a
Okay.
line in it that made me laugh out loud in the theater because I thought it was like a joke, and it wasn't. It was like a sincere moment from the character. I'm like, wait, what?
You're like,
Did
why
he
is no
really
one
just say
else
that?
laughing? Someone
Literally, I was
else
literally
validate me.
validate me. I'm like, that was like, I thought that was a joke. It was such a
Yeah.
bad line. I was like, but even that, like, I thought had redeeming qualities, and I still have to see the other ones. But so I can't really speak to like, oh, what should win
Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
category. But it definitely is like a sign of this year just not being the best for animated that
Mhm.
K-pop is. It's just like, and it
It's
really
funny you
isn't like
mentioned that too
bad. It's
because I
just
looked
like,
at the category the other day and I was like, I feel like something got snubbed here. And then I looked at like animated films that released in 2025 and I was like, oh wait, no, this is like the best. I was because I
yeah,
was like, wow, Elio made it. I feel like that's like a surprise.
yeah,
Like, how did that get in? I was like, I feel like something got snubbed here. And then I looked at
yeah,
it, oh no,
dude.
nothing else came out. So
Nothing else. The only other one that was in contention was the Demon Slayer anime movie,
yeah.
which did do very well, and actually, I think it got into
I think
like the
Chainsaw Man
BAFTAs or
too, I
something.
think did I'm surprised that
Chainsaw
didn't get
Man
it.
got a lot of hype. The fans were very much in it. It
It was like
actually, I
the
will say
most watched
this:
movie, I think, for Letterboxd, right?
most watched movie on Letterboxd. It also, this is actually kind of funny.
Highest rated review?
Yeah, it's the highest rated one of the year on Letterboxd. It's like a four. Now, to be fair, it's a lot of fanboys of the anime that
Of
are like
course, of
flooding it,
course.
and
But still, I would have thought that would have
but
gotten something.
I was thinking it could slip in. It was my number. Chainsaw Man was my number 7 behind
Mhm.
Demon Slayer. It got nominated for Best Director at the Annie Awards, like the
Mhm.
animated Oscars, essentially. And I did think that was interesting. I'm like, oh, I got a director nom. I didn't even really know it was a thing.
Yeah.
So that is one on my list. But you're right. It was a pretty weak. Yeah, I mean, the SpongeBob movie, maybe. Like
Yeah.
I'm
And
like
I heard that was
scraping
actually
the.
not bad, and that didn't make it
It
in.
was all right. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
good. I would buy. That's what I'll watch at home. But like,
Yeah.
yeah, dude, it was not a great year for the category, so I can't talk too much smack about
Yeah.
like it winning yet
Hmm.
until I watch Arco. Because Arco, I'm not gonna lie, the French one, that
Heard
looks
it's
really
really good.
good.
Heard it's really
I
good.
mean, just the premise of it just sounds
Yeah.
really original, and I'm like, man, if that hits, I think that could be a sneaky like comes out of nowhere. Because like
Yeah.
you know, and I know K-pop is an original movie, but like for Zootopia 2, that's not gonna win.
That's
It's
a
a sequel.
sequel. Yeah.
I just don't. I did think it could have happened earlier in the year, and now I'm just like,
I think it's gonna be K-pop though, unless
it's
it's like
it's
happens to go to Arco. It's probably gonna be K-pop. I
it's a
think.
lock for K-pop essentially, unless Arc because we have seen years past like Flow beat the Wild Robot
Hmm.
that kind of came out of nowhere. People were, whoa, the boy and the heron came
Hmm.
and beat Spider-Verse, right? I mean,
Hmm.
that was like the animated branch likes to pick like more like
Something funky,
artsy,
yeah, artsy.
even like international. Now that I think about it, I mean,
Yeah.
both Flo and a boy and the
Both
heron are
international. Good
international.
sign for Arco, some say.
I think Arco
Streets
is
are
the
saying.
runner-up. Right now, Arco is like I think it's number 3 or 4 even on
Yeah.
Oscar. I think it should be number 2. Like that to me is like if any other anime movie this year is going to
It's
win,
gonna be
it has to
Arco.
be that.
It's
But
gonna be
it's
Arco.
probably K-pop. It's
Yeah.
probably K-pop.
All right, I
It is
want
what
to
it
talk
is.
about real quick. I just want to run through a couple other snubs that I wish some
Dude.
that found their way in there. Chase Infinity, I would have loved to see her get nominated.
Yeah,
Would have
yeah.
loved to see Paul Mescal. I know you haven't seen Hamnet yet.
Haven't
I
seen him, but
actually
yeah,
maybe enjoyed his performance in Hamnet a little bit more than Jesse Buckley because his is a lot more
mm,
subdued and a lot
okay,
more subtle and has a lot more nuance to it. But I think because of that, it really, really worked for me. And
yeah,
it's
yeah,
not over the top. It's like a lot more like silent inflection moments.
yeah.
I wish Plemons got in for Begonia.
Yeah, that was tough.
He was awesome. I
Best
mean,
actor was really tough this year.
it was really
I
tough.
agree,
And like
though. I
again, I
agree.
get it, but I wish
Yeah,
maybe just looking at this year, maybe I haven't seen Blue Moon, but maybe over
yeah,
Ethan Hawke.
yeah.
Like, and again, I
It's
haven't seen it,
tough.
so maybe, or even you saw Secret Agent, right? Was Wagner Moore good?
Look, there's a chance he wins over Timothy. That's what I'll say.
Really,
Yeah,
that good?
yeah.
I
I mean, he
might have
won
to
the
go.
Golden
Maybe I'll watch it
Globe,
this weekend.
and I mean, look, I don't know. I don't know. I haven't seen it. I will say, best actor is. I'm not gonna lie. I think any of those top 4 guys. I know Timothy's
It's
probably
a tight
gonna
race.
win.
It's a tight race.
I actually think it's tighter than people think because I think
Hmm.
Michael B. Jordan has a case. I think Leonardo DiCaprio, man. I think he's the runner-up. I think people
I
could
agree.
easily vote for him.
I think it's I personally think it's Chalamet for Marty Supreme or Leo, and I think
Yeah,
it's almost a coin flip. To be quite honest
yeah,
with you.
yeah. I will.
Um,
Yeah, I will say if people do, if the Academy members end up actually watching Blue Moon, I could see Ethan Hawke maybe winning. People say it's like the best performance of his career. It is a play type of movie though, like
it's like
Offenses
one
or Ma
setting, a
Rainey.
lot of
So it's right,
dialogue. Yeah.
right, and so like it the movie what didn't click for everybody, so it didn't get in the picture. But it got screenplay and it got an actor. I think he's also another interesting one. But no, I agree. Plevins was really great in Begonia. He played that sort of naive, but like I,
Emotionally damaged, but like a grifter. Like
I
good,
bought
dude.
him completely. We
Me
talked about it
too.
in our
He felt like a real
review,
person. He felt like
like
a real person.
yeah, like he has
You
the
know?
moment when she's like going in the closet and he's like trying to like hype himself, like prep himself, like oh okay, we're going like because he like has been building up to this moment for so long, and then he finally gets there and he's scared.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's acting.
That's
That's
real,
that
dude. That's
shit.
real.
That and Emma Stone too. Very happy she
Great.
got nominated. I honestly didn't when we first saw it. I was kind of like, I mean, I loved her, but I was like, I don't know if she'll get nominated for actress because I don't know if she's like the lead. But
Hmm.
no, I think she really was excellent in the movie. You mentioned Chase Infinity. I think the same thing happened to her. What happened to Paul Mescal? Kate Hudson has been nominated before. No, I don't
Which
think she's been
I'm
nominated
kind of
before.
out on. I haven't seen Songs in Blue. I want to watch it, but like,
Yeah.
I mean, I
Look,
heard she's
yeah.
good, but I don't know. Chase Infinity was just awesome, dude.
Yeah,
Just
I think it
awesome.
was a
Great
legacy pick.
debut.
I think voters had
Yeah.
one spot left, and they saw Chase and Finn, and they saw Kate Hudson. Like, you know what? Chase and Finney's going to be in this business a long time. She'll probably get nominated down the line. Let's give it to Kate Hudson as a legacy award. I think the same thing happened with Delroy Lindo against
Because
Paul
that's another
Mescal.
one I had a problem with, and we were texting about that the other day.
Delroy Lindo, you know what? I'll be honest. Like when it first was out there, whoa. Like I even thought Miles Caton in
Hmm.
Sinners had a better
Yeah.
shot than Delroy.
Yeah.
But a few minutes later, I was like, Delroy Lindo got an Oscar
Feels
nomination.
legacy.
Like that's
Feels like a
fucking
legacy.
cool because
Yeah.
it almost happened with The Five Blood, Spike Lee's movie, like
He
seven or
now
eight
that's
years
one he should have
ago.
got in for and should have won.
That I
Maybe
heard
even
he's
should have won
insane
for
in
it.
it,
He is
and
insane
he
in it.
didn't
I
get
don't love the movie, but
nominated.
he should have got in for it.
And I remember you saying that. I remember you being
Yeah.
like, Delroy Lindo was insane, and
Yeah, he
like,
was insane.
and I will say, like in Sinners, he was awesome. He was like the part that he
He
played.
was good.
He was like his line deliveries and his what did he say? Ah, I think I shat myself or whatever.
Yeah.
It gives the movie a different light to it. Like it just like if he's not in the
He's the
movie, I don't
comic
think it hits
relief.
the
He's
same.
the comic
Like
relief.
yeah,
He
yeah.
adds a little of that texture to it.
And you know what too though? You get this like deep sense of sadness in his character too, which is
Yeah,
in the writing, but also in like the performance itself. I just, yeah, no, I'm like talking myself into it. I'm being like,
yeah,
I actually like the stuff, but I do agree. It was definitely been a surprise, especially because he didn't get nominated like anywhere else. I don't think. I think he made the BAFTA shortlist, but
yeah. But
the
he didn't
BAFTA
get
noms
anything
haven't
else. I
even
don't
happened
think.
yet. So yeah,
Yeah,
he but I think those two categories of Chase Affinity and Paul Mescal, I think it was just that. Like
yeah,
they're younger. I mean, Paul Mescal already has an Oscar nom for After Sun, so it's like,
yeah.
if honestly, dude, if I was voting, like even if I loved Hamlet and I was like Paul Mescal's amazing, I might be like, yeah, but he just, you know what I mean? There
Also,
is
he
that
feels like a
mentality
guy
in my
that's
head,
going to
like,
win one in his career. He's still like he's
oh,
not old. He's going to be in a lot more fantastic films. Every role he's in, he
100%.
just crushes every time.
Dude, 100%.
You
I
know?
mean, to be honest, like early in this race, like he was like I think behind Stellan Skarsgård, but he was the number two for the
Yeah,
longest time. He was like he could win.
he was
I just
awesome.
don't think Hamnet launched the way maybe they wanted to, like becoming an
Mhm.
absolute huge hit, but it still did
Yeah,
very
I think they were
well.
hoping. Like, I just see people getting to it now. Now that it's been
Yeah, I
nominated,
haven't
people are
seen
like,
it
"Oh,
yet.
now watching it." Yeah,
Yeah,
you haven't seen it yet either, and I
I
think
didn't
it's
see it in
probably my
theaters.
favorite
Yeah,
of the year. Probably.
yeah.
I really loved it. I want to talk about too. Another category I wanted to talk about was understandable misses. A couple guys, people,
Mm,
or nominations that I get why they weren't nominated, but it would have been kind of cool to see them make it. Joel Edgerton for Train Dreams. He was
yeah, yeah.
phenomenal in Train Dreams, but again, stacked year. Understand why he's not in it, but honestly, might be hard for me to to at least watch like Ethan Hawke's role. And I'm not trying to like crap on Ethan Hawke. I think he's great,
Yeah, yeah.
but I don't know. I think Joel Edgerton maybe should be in over him, but I can't say until I
Mm,
watch Blue Moon. I don't want to do that.
I
But
feel
he
you.
was phenomenal. Would have liked something for Eddington. Again, that's one that came out a while ago. It feels
Yeah.
like didn't get a ton of traction when it came out. Like didn't really make a lot of money.
Mm,
Got love a couple weeks after it was out and people started getting to it on digital. Just would have liked to see it get something. It was one of my favorites of the year. But again, I understand why it wasn't in there. It's a very almost like a movie. I don't want to say it was made too soon, but I think for a lot of people it was. So I understand why it didn't get anything. But I thought
yeah,
Joaquin was phenomenal. I mean, he
yeah.
usually is phenomenal, but he was crushed it. And another one is a movie we just saw, which we still have yet to review. Is This Thing On? I thought Will
Mm,
Arnett crushed in that movie. He was
yeah, he
really
was
good.
awesome.
Even like Laura Dern too was really good. Would have liked something for that too, but came out in like a weird spot where it felt like a lot of the noms were kind
Yeah.
of wrapped up. Like I would have liked to see it come out maybe in like October, November.
I think Bradley and his team decided that they weren't going to give it the same push that they did Maestro and A Star Is
Yep.
Born, which
They
I
had to take a
get
step back
because
because
it,
people were
yeah,
kind of getting on him too for
right.
Maestro.
People were cheating
And
mercilessly
like
on him for
I
Maestro.
didn't love that. I thought
Right.
he was good and like I don't think there's anything wrong with one who would try to win an Oscar.
No, and that's the thing though. I almost don't even like the mentality. Not saying that he wasn't trying to win an Oscar, but like at least in my eyes with both movies, even though I wasn't like insanely huge on Stars Born, like I don't know, they come across to me as like sincere projects. I don't know, like
Yeah, like
especially with
like a place of love. Like even
Maestro,
like
like
Maestro, like I've never heard
yeah,
of that guy before. And I
Leonard
was like to
Bernstein,
know
yeah,
him,
yeah,
you really have to like kind of like be in that world or be passionate
yeah,
about that subject. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah, yeah,
To do something like that. And I felt like it was a real like passion project for him, like taking on the lead role and directing it like he did with
yeah,
Stars Born. Kind of
yeah,
cool though that for This Thing Is On, which we can get into that when we actually review that. But cool that he like took a step back, was just like a supporting actor in that, and just kind of
yeah,
acted. And
man,
I think it shows too because there's a lot more. Like, we talked about the cinematography and all that. It was really good. Um,
yeah, man.
yeah,
I thought it
but
was
would have
great.
liked something for that for This Thing On,
I think it just it for I guess they didn't think it had legs for like an Oscar
which I
run. Like they
understand.
were
I
like,
understand.
you
Yeah.
know what though? I don't know. I feel like this is a movie that like could have been like a temp slot if it got the right campaign behind it,
Hmm.
because this is a movie that's gonna resonate, I think, with a lot of people. And you've got Will Arnett and Laura Dern. I mean, they're fucking pros. I mean, the supporting cast too. I mean, you know,
You can even argue casting for that. Honestly,
Denver Broncos,
great cast.
Indianapolis Colts legend is
Yeah.
in the movie. We didn't talk
Almost
about that, by the
screamed
way,
to
dude.
Omaha, dude.
In
Almost screamed to
yeah,
Omaha in the
I saw
theater.
you. I saw you. Yeah,
Dude,
I saw you.
I don't always like get excited when I see somebody in a movie. Like,
That
dude,
was hilarious. You did.
I
I
heard
saw
that
you. You did
voice,
like a
and I was like, that's the guy from the Papa John's commercial.
yeah.
Like, oh my
You're
god,
like, Papa. Uh, no, dude. And funny enough, he was great. I'm not. And we didn't talk
dude,
about
he was
this
actually
yet,
good.
dude. because like after a movie it was so cold outside, we were like running, we gotta
Yeah.
fucking go. It's like 5 degrees. Peyton Manning was like when they were in this comedy cellar and they were like in the back with Laura Dern and he's like playing the guy. I didn't see Peyton Manning. I actually saw this like guy from the Midwest that like has this he's
So
affluent, has
kind of
company,
a
but he's
date.
single.
Yeah.
I totally bought it, and you know why? And I can't confirm this. I think Bradley had him like thicken his southern draw a bit. Like his southern draw Payne had
Can we
was so much
confirm?
more distinct. Like it was very.
Yeah.
I want to look into that because like at
Let's
least for
get Bradley
me,
on the phone. Let's get Bradley on the phone.
one
Shoot him a
second, let me
text.
see.
Hey, Bradley.
Well, one
Yeah,
sec.
shoot
I'm
him a
just gonna
text.
shoot him a text real
Yeah.
quick. No, but no. Very look. Is this thing on very good movie? I think with the right campaign, and honestly, maybe a different year because like
Different
this year
year,
was just
for
very
sure.
stacked. I think
For
it could
sure.
have gotten actor, actress, screenplay. I love the
Screenplay for
cinematography. I don't
sure.
know if cinematography
Screenplay
is
for
but like
sure. Now that you mention it,
screen.
yeah,
I think screenplay, honestly, like
dude,
it was like number 8, I think, in my predictions. Like I thought it could have maybe
would have
snuck
been
in.
a great screenplay.
Yeah, right. But
Great
again,
screenplay.
what a category. I mean, like
Hmm.
Weapons and Sorry Baby didn't make it. I
Yeah.
mean, like talk about a really good category in original screenplay. I mean,
Hmm.
that's why I'm interested in Blue Moon. The fact that
Yeah.
Blue Moon made screenplay over those, and Blue Moon was written by a first-time screenwriter,
Must be damn
that
good.
doesn't happen. Like, yeah, there's got to be something there, and
Yep.
it is Richard Linklater, like my favorite filmmaker. So, like, I would be
Yeah.
shocked if it doesn't, like totally click with me. He also, by the way, directed another movie this year, Nouvelle Vague, which like got nominated for Best Picture at the Golden Globes. Like he got nominated
I didn't know that.
he got nominated for Best Picture for Best Drama at the Golden Globes twice this year
It's
for
kind of
Nouvelle
insane.
Vague and for Blue Moon. That's kind of awesome.
Good for Richard.
Like
Good for Richard.
secretly, Richard had a really good year.
Had a
He really-
sneaky good year.
He's and
Yeah.
Blue Moon is also like apparently him and Ethan Hawke have been trying to make it for decades.
A
Like this
long
is like
time,
a
I heard,
decades
yeah.
long passion project, and that's why I'm like, you know what? Maybe there is a little bit of a thing with Ethan Hawke.
Yeah,
Like,
what if I
maybe,
watch
like,
it? It's like my favorite movie of the year. Like, what if I'm like, wow, Ethan Hawke should win in a landslide?
You're like, this is literally the best
the greatest
performance
movie
I've
I've ever
ever
seen, yeah.
fucking seen. Like
Yeah.
literally.
Could be.
Uh,
Could be.
But no, dude, really, like this really was a great year, and I think what also speaks to that is Wicked not getting a single nomination.
Yep.
Like, I think in a different year, it could have gotten, it would have gotten a couple. Like, it would have gotten the costume production. I do think this year was stacked enough to where voters were like they're marking down who they want to vote for, and they're like Wicked had great costumes, it had great production design. I just wrote this in a year ago. Like
Mhm.
what? Like why not
That
give
definitely
it to
played a
somebody
role.
new?
That played
And
a
I
role.
literally think that just spread across every single category.
Mhm.
And I mean, honestly, the only one that to me I was like, whoa, was costume.
Costume.
And
Kind of
again,
even
though,
production. Kind of even production design as well.
production design, I definitely was like that. That could I just thought that. I mean, even makeup, dude.
Yeah.
I messed it up. No, I messed it up. It wasn't costume that surprised me. It was makeup because of the Tin Man. Didn't they do the Tin Man's entire like when
Yes,
they
and the
did that
Scarecrow,
behind
and the
scenes-
Scarecrow. They did.
and the Scarecrow.
And the Scarecrow.
When I saw that behind the scenes featurette like months ago, I'm like, oh, that's winning makeup.
Yeah.
Like that's just winning. Like I'm sorry, Frankenstein, which has insane makeup. Wicked's winning.
Yeah, and the two other movies
No
that got in was Ugly Stepsisters and Gokudo.
Yeah, which look, both like little movies, but they found their way to make, and
Over
that's what I
Wicked.
said
It's crazy.
about the Bake Off.
Over like, well, we got this last year too.
right,
Also.
and they got to compare the nominees. Like, oh wait, I never heard this Coco movie with their ugly stepsister.
Yeah,
What the
it's
hell
like,
is
oh,
that?
but Meanwhile, I saw Cynthia Erivo in Green last year.
Right.
I saw
Right,
her in
right,
Cynthia
right.
Erivo last year.
Right, and then they give them the back. They show them, oh, this is Wicked's makeup, and this is the ugly stepsister, and they're like, well, they put a lot of work into it, and it's not a sequel, and their last movie didn't come out
Yeah.
last year.
And it's not based on
I'm
a
gonna vote
play.
for that. Right. It's like I
A
just
play that's based on a movie.
exactly, and everybody
There's
thinks
layers
the
to
second
these
half
things.
of the play
Right.
is way worse than the first half of the play.
Right,
Like
right.
Wicked for Good was not necessarily set for success. I think everybody was banking on the original storytelling in the second, like the new songs and the
Yep.
new sort of
And
directions
it was a
they
lot
take
of the
from the
same.
musical.
A lot of the
And
same.
apparently they a lot of
it
the same,
is.
and they didn't really
It
go
is.
in any unique directions with it. So
Mhm.
I'm totally fine with it getting 0 nominations.
Me too.
I
It got
actually
love
kind
last
of
year.
dig
It got love
in a
last
way.
year.
It got love last year, and I don't think they vote for sequels. Like remember Denis Villeneuve didn't get in for
Yep.
Dune 2 for director.
Which is
Like,
insane
and
because that was
directors
better than
love-
Dune 1.
Yeah, but the director's branch love him, but like it's a sequel, and another movie came out like 2 or 3 years. It's just
Yeah.
I kind of get that mentality. I think that's what people when it comes to the Oscars have to understand. It's not just this won the one thing of, oh, I just vote for the best person.
No, it's
It,
it's definitely not. It
to be
is
honest, I
definitely
don't think
not.
any awards are fucking. I think there's
Right.
always some bias in there. Like that's why we got Jamie Lee Curtis winning Best Supporting Actress
Right.
for
I was gonna say, and
whatever all it
that's what
was.
makes the Oscars so fun.
I agree. That's what makes this
Yeah.
fun, and you get to see these people get honored, and you get to see these like younger artists get in. It was really cool seeing like the Sentimental Value crew get like
Mm-hmm.
their names read.
Real hype too.
Right, dude. Like, I know you saw it, like Worst Person in the World. I mean, that's one of the better, I think, films
Great.
in the past few years, and she
Oh,
gives one of the better performances in the past like 5, 10 years. And like her not getting in for Best Actress back then, I expected. Like I expected her not to get in, but I was still upset. I was like,
mhm.
oh man, like, I knew she wasn't going to get in. I'm so sad. Seeing her name today or the other day, I was like, hell yeah, like that,
Yeah.
like she fucking earned that. And Elle Fanning too, like Elle
Elle Fanning,
Fanning,
I've heard is
she
great.
was not predicted again towards the end. Like she was for the longest time, and then she didn't even get in the BAFTA long list. Like
Yeah,
they
yeah,
have
yeah.
like 15 different actresses, and she didn't even make that. And I was like, damn, because like I know you haven't seen it yet. He's she's worthy of the nomination. Like both sentimental
I'm gonna try to
actresses,
watch it
both of
this
them.
weekend. I think I might try to watch it tomorrow.
I'm very curious what you're gonna think. I loved it, and I think I'm gonna love it so much more on a second watch.
Yeah.
It's one of those movies where I walked out of it. I'm like, I need to see the second time because I know it's just. And the same thing happened. with Worst Person in the World. I loved it the first time, but I was still like, it didn't fully wallet me emotionally.
It's
And then I watched it
great.
again, and I'm like, I'm tearing up. I'm like, whoa! Like
Yeah.
I did not
Like
get hit
this
like this
this is
last time.
great. Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
just
yeah.
love that, and I love Joaquin Trier. I mean, he's one of my favorite filmmakers now. I feel like
Yeah.
now I'm like anything he makes,
You're
like
locked in.
I am so there. By the way, did you know that he was like a pro skateboarder before
I did
filmmaking?
not
Did
know
you know that?
that.
Yeah, he was trying to be a pro skateboarder
That's
in
hilarious.
Norway, I think. Yeah, and he just went down different paths. Like, I want to make movies, and thank God,
Thank
because
God, man.
shit, he made
Hey,
two bangers, dude. Damn.
and you know what? Thank God for a lot of these movies, man. Because
Yeah.
I think this is a great year for movies. Really excited,
Awesome.
and everybody be sure to keep up with our channel because we're gonna keep making stuff about these Oscar-nominated flicks and a lot of other flicks too. We still have to
Yep.
review no other. Is this thing on? I'm sorry, we didn't know other
Yep.
choice.
Yep.
Is this
Yep.
thing on? And we'll be coming back at you with predictions pretty soon. So
Yep.
definitely hang with us.
Yep.
Thanks so much for listening, guys. Make sure you like and subscribe, and we'll see you again next time.